Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Oralia. You have landed at Style and Lipstick, and yes, once again, I have forgotten to turn my microphone on. So thank you for dropping by. I really appreciate it. And now back to regularly scheduled programming. Today's video is a review and demo of the YSL All Hours Foundation, and this is this little guy right here. The Yves Saint Laurent foundation has been around for a couple of months, I think. People have been raving about it, so I decided to try it. I wanted to give it a shot. I wanted to do a review and demo for you guys to let you know how it works. I've already primed my face. I used my Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer. Next, I am going in with the foundation. I have been using this foundation for the last several days just so that I could kind of get a feel for it. I don't like doing first impressions especially on foundation. I much prefer to give it a shot for a few days before I do any kind of video on it. And here it is right here on my skin, and you can see it is a little bit runny, not too much, and that is a pump and a half. This is in the shade Amber, which matches me pretty well. It is a neutral shade, so it is a little bit, I would say it's a little bit kind of like pale or colorless on me, but I didn't want to go with something that had yellow in it because sometimes they tend to pull too yellow. I would rather do a neutral and then kind of add to it, you know, with bronzer and other things in order to help liven the color up a bit. I use a sponge to apply my foundation. I don't use my Artis brush anymore just because I don't know, I just kind of have fallen out of love with it. This is the Eco Tools sponge, and I really love this sponge. I think it is, one, it's affordable, and two, it's really soft, it's squishy, it does a very good job, doesn't soak up too much of the product. This foundation itself has a little bit of a scent. It kind of reminds me of a floral perfume. It doesn't linger, thankfully. I don't find it unpleasant. It's just a little bit strong to start, but then, like I said, it does go away. Now, what I do like about this foundation is I do like the finish. It is supposed to be a full coverage foundation. It does a pretty decent job of providing me coverage. If you can tell the difference between my eyes and the rest of my face now, my face has got a really nice amount of coverage. I still see my freckles peeking through just a little bit, and I've got this little spot here that also peeks through. The foundation does build on itself very well though, so I will show you here in just a sec, because I do have some broken capillaries right here that do tend to sometimes show up, but they are covered right now. But I want to go ahead and do a little bit more just so that I can show you how it builds. So I am taking another, probably a half a pump, not a whole lot, and I am applying it to a few different spots. I'm going to apply some more there. I'm going to apply a little bit right there, and maybe on the bridge of my nose. And then I am going to apply a little bit here because I'm starting to get some broken capillaries right there. I do have a touch of rosacea. It doesn't flare up much anymore. So as you can see, it does build up on itself really nicely. Now the freckles on my nose are pretty much gone, and any of these broken capillaries are also covered up very well. I like that it does not sink into this wrinkle here that I have, my marionette line. It does a really good job of kind of sitting on top of it. Overall, at least to start, I truly love the finish. I think that the finish is really pretty. Now I am going to apply some concealer, and I will be doing that on camera just so that you can see how the concealer sits with it. And I am using my Naked Skin concealer in light medium neutral. My concealer does sit on it very well. It blends in really nicely. It looks really good with it. So I love the combination of the two. I'm going to go in with some powder. I'm going to set my under eyes with my NYX HD finishing powder in Banana. You know, the usual. I'm going to use my sponge to set my under eyes. I just love using a damp sponge to set my under eyes because it's like baking without having to sit and wait for powder, and it's not quite as drying, but I still get the same soft and flawless finish when I use a sponge. Next, I'm going in with my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish. My Charlotte Tilbury Air Brush Flawless Finish Powder. I love this powder so much. It's my absolute favorite. And I do have to powder this foundation because it does stay kind of tacky on my skin. I have found, at least on me, that it remains tacky, and so I need to set it with a powder because I can't have, you know, sticky skin. I just can't. I don't think any of us can. So that is the foundation all on. I am going to go ahead and finish doing my makeup. I will be doing check-ins throughout the day, and I will be back when I'm done so that I can kind of close out this segment and get on with my day. All right, I'll be back later. All right, so I'm back and my makeup is all done. If you're interested in knowing how I came about this look, I have done a tutorial for it. I don't know if it's going to go up before or after this video, but anyway, I will have it linked if it's already gone up. I really like the way things are looking right now. By the way, I did not use any kind of finishing spray on this makeup because I kind of want to see how it wears throughout the day without any other help. So far, I am really loving the finish that I have. You know, it's not settling into this wrinkle here. It's not settling into the crevices of my nose. So far, it is sitting beautifully. And I will come back when I get back. I'm going to go to a doctor's appointment. I will check back in after I get back from that and before I go to the gym. All right, I will talk to you guys in a few hours. Bye. Hi everyone, and I'm here for my first check-in. It is now 1:53 p.m. and I've gone out and about, went to my doctor's appointment, I had lunch, and then I'm home now. I've been wearing the foundation for about 2.5 hours and it's still going really nice and strong. I am seeing some glow starting to kind of make its way out, but nothing crazy. It actually looks really flattering right now. It's not settling into the fine lines, it's not settling into the pores. Everything is looking really good, even on the sides of my nose, but probably because I have not been in a situation where I'm constantly touching my face like I am at work. At work I touch my face all the time, but it's probably because I'm so stressed out that I'm constantly just like putting my hands up or whatever. Outside of that, everything is looking really good. So far the foundation is performing pretty well. I still have to go to the gym, but not yet. That's probably going to happen later. I'm going to try and make it like in the late afternoon, but I am gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna edit for a few hours. I've got to do a little bit of house cleaning, getting ready for the holiday, so gonna check in about 3 or 4 hours. I'll be back to let you know and show you how things are looking with the foundation. So outside of that, I think that that's all I have to share for the moment. I will talk to you again in a few hours. Bye. Hi everyone. Okay, so I am back and it is way later than I said it was going to be. It is actually 9 o'clock almost. It's 5 minutes to 9, and what I'm seeing is what I see with most of my foundations. I haven't touched up at all today. No powder, no anything, which is kind of my normal day. I don't really touch up much at work. I just don't have time. I don't carry my products with me, you know, all that stuff. So whatever happens to my foundation happens. But I'd have to say that I checked in on myself at about, it had to have been about 7 o'clock, and I looked at myself in the mirror and the makeup looked really good. It still looked very nicely put together, and it's still on my face. It hasn't broken apart except on my nose. I must have rubbed my nose or something because I've got a whole bunch missing right here, right at the tip of my nose, and I can really see the line of demarcation where the foundation was. Let me go ahead and bring you in so maybe you can see it too. I have a definite line of demarcation right here where I think I probably rubbed my nose, but other than that, everything else looks to be intact. I am very shiny in my usual spots, so that much is normal. I mean, you know, that happens to me a lot, but I am super shiny and oily in these areas, and I'm not getting a whole lot of transfer, so that's good, but I can definitely tell where I touch my skin that the oiliness comes up. It held up really well around my nose except for where I wiped it off. It's held up very well on my chin. It's held up really nicely You know, it hasn't sunk into the fine lines on my face. It hasn't really sunken into the pores, except now that I'm really shiny, you can definitely see them. For my regular workday, which is about 9 hours, this is a great foundation. It serves its purpose for that. If I have to do some sort of a long wear makeup, I would probably incorporate some, you know, long wear makeup hacks, you know, like use a really sticky primer. Definitely use a setting spray. I mean, like a Scandinavia or an Urban Decay all-nighter, you know, something like that. It isn't as good as the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in that it doesn't hang on as well, but it does provide the same level of coverage. I think it builds on itself really beautifully, and I think that it kind of compares to the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude Water Fresh Foundation. I might mix the two and see what I get with those. Overall, I really do like the foundation. I think that for an average day, which is for me at most 9 hours, it does great. For an event, as long as the event is only 9 hours long, I think it will do great. If I have to have something that will last me from morning to night, then I don't think that this one will last. I would much rather wear like the Estee Lauder Double Wear, you know, that I know for sure is going to stay on my face and also keep me not looking oily for 12 hours plus. It's not as heavy as a double wear, which is why I like it. It feels really nice and lightweight on the skin when I first put it on, and it's remained feeling that way throughout the day. I haven't felt like I've been, you know, like I've got foundation sitting on my skin. It does look like I am wearing foundation, but that's okay. As long as it doesn't feel like I'm wearing foundation, I'm okay with it. I do prefer something that's more skin-like finish, but you know, for a special occasion or something like that, I would definitely wear the YSL. If I had some important meetings or something at the office, I would definitely wear the YSL because I think that it would look really, really good for the entire day, as long as I don't touch my face. But that's more me than the foundation. All in all, I give it a thumbs up. I think that it is pretty decent. I think that if you have dry or combination skin, you're really gonna like this foundation. It's not overly drying, it's not overly matte. It's a matte, but it's a really nice soft velvety kind of matte. It's not a, you know, really like flat kind of matte foundation. Yeah, I think it's awesome, and I will continue wearing the foundation. I might start mixing it with other foundations just to see how it performs and what it looks like. So that's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. It really helps me out. If you are not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button on the way out. And if you are returning, thank you so much. I really appreciate you watching and hanging out with me. Leave me comments down below if you have tried this foundation. What has been your experience with it? Yeah, I think that's all I have. Everybody, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.